Hey everyone, my name is David, and I'm 28 from Canada. Just 5 months ago, I could not string together a full English sentence without a struggle. Today I want to share my journey of how I learned English in just 5 months without expensive classes, living abroad, or wasting time on ineffective methods. This is not just my story. It is for anyone who has felt frustrated, stuck, or embarrassed by their English. I was exactly where you are, and I promise that by listening to my full journey, you will discover exactly how to improve your English. My journey did not start with motivation. It began with a profound failure that changed everything. My dream was always to be a software engineer at a big international tech company in the US. I poured years into coding, working day and night. Finally, I got an interview. I was ecstatic, envisioning a new life and a big salary. But then the interview happened. 3 native English speakers fired questions at me, and their voices felt like they were on fast forward. I panicked. When asked to talk about myself, I stammered. Yes, I am software. I do coding. I'm a many projects good. I am very good. The silence was crushing. I failed, not because I lacked technical skills, but because I could not speak English. That day, I understood the true power of English. It was the key to my dream, and I did not have it. I felt shame, embarrassment, and anger. I realized that without English, I was invisible. That night, I made a decision. I would learn English, and I would learn it fast. Most people start with expensive courses, but I would try those before, and they had not worked. Memorizing vocabulary lists and grammar rules had left me unable to hold a conversation. I knew I needed a real-life system, and that is when my 5-month method began, which I will share with you step by step. Part 1 free. The first 15 days tackled the biggest beginner mistake, believing you need more words. I already knew hundreds, yet could not speak. So for those 15 days, I did not learn new words. Instead, I learned to use the words I already knew. First, I created a survival sentence list. I wrote down 50 simple, everyday sentences like, "Hi, how are you?" and "I do not understand." Every morning, I read them out loud 10 times until they became automatic. Second, I started speaking to myself in English every single day, in the shower making breakfast. Whenever I was alone, I narrated my actions. It felt silly at first, but it became my private classroom, training my brain to think in English. Third, I practiced 5 sentences a day, but with a twist. I chose sentences from movies or conversations and copied them exactly, repeating them 10 times, with the same emotion, speed, and pronunciation as the native speaker. This helped fix my accent and made me sound more natural. By the end of 15 days, I stopped translating in my head and could say basic sentences confidently. Part 2, the real practice, began after those initial 15 days. I could form basic sentences, but I craved real conversations and wanted to understand native speakers fluently. My brain felt slow, struggling to connect words quickly. I needed to make speaking natural. I developed the question-answer method. I would ask myself a simple question in English, like, "What did you do today?" and answer it immediately, gradually adding more details. Instead of "I worked," I would expand to, "I worked on my project for 3 hours. Then I took a break and had some coffee." This trained my brain to think and speak without hesitation. I did this for at least 30 minutes daily, dramatically improving my speaking speed and sentence length. Pronunciation was another challenge. I still sounded like a foreigner. So I used the echo technique. I would listen to native speakers from movies or podcasts, pause after each sentence, and repeat it exactly, matching their speed, tone, and emotion. For instance, if a character said, "I do not know what you are talking about," I would pause and mimic it. After 1 month of 30-minute daily sessions, my pronunciation improved so much that even native speakers commented on its naturalness. For vocabulary, I abandoned memorizing lists. My story method involved taking 5 new words daily, creating a short story using all of them, reading it out loud 10 times, and then using them in real conversations. For example, with excited, invitation, hearty, arrive, surprise, I would weave a story about receiving an invitation to a party, arriving, and being surprised it was my birthday. In 3 months, I learned over 10 new words naturally. To overcome thinking in my native language, I trained my brain to think in English. I described everything around me in English, asked and answered questions in English in my mind, and wrote a daily journal. Soon, English words flowed naturally, without translation. Crucially, I made a non-negotiable rule: speak English for at least 2 hours every day. No excuses. I spoke to myself, narrated daily activities, and reminded myself that English was my future. Part 3, my final breakthrough, involved pushing further while addressing grammar and structure. I realized listening and speaking were not enough if I did not understand why sentences were structured a certain way. I observed native speakers, asking why they said, "I have been learning," instead of "I am learning." I researched real-life tense usage and wrote down common structures. Prepositions were a major hurdle on the bus, but in the car, I kept a notebook for confusing prepositions with examples. My daily diary became a tool for improving writing by mimicking the style of blogs and articles. Advanced shadowing was key. I would find videos, wear headphones, and repeat every word immediately, matching speed and pronunciation for 20 minutes a day. I also watched English movies with subtitles, but actively, pausing after each sentence to repeat and focus on tone and rhythm. Crucially, I realized English is not just about words and grammar. It is about confidence. I decided not to fear mistakes and started speaking to everyone, at work, in stores, with friends. People understood me and did not laugh, holding my confidence. My biggest fear was native speakers. I prepared 10 common conversation topics and practiced answering them fluently. Then I joined an online English practice group. Everyone was learning, and I made friends, making the process fun. As I reached the final stage, an unshakable confidence grew. I was not the same person rejected months ago. I tested my progress with a deep conversation in an online meeting. The words flowed clearly, confidently. I understood others without effort. It was magical, the result of months of consistent effort. That day, I knew I had achieved fluency. 5 months after starting, I reapplied for my dream job. This time, I walked into the interview with confidence, not fear. I spoke clearly, answered every question with ease, owning the language. A few days later, I got the call. "Shake, congratulations. You got the job." My starting salary was $5,000 a month, more than I ever imagined. Tears streamed down my face as I called my parents. They were overjoyed. With my first salary, I bought my father a beautiful watch and my mother a gold necklace, gifts to thank them for believing in me. In that moment, I knew every struggle, late night, and frustration was worth it. Here are the most important lessons from my journey to fluency. Mindset is everything. Stop believing English is difficult. Change your mindset to I am improving every day. Belief unlocks the way. 2. Surround yourself with English. Make it part of your daily life. Change phone language. Watch English content. Listen to songs. Follow English influencers. Think and name objects in English. 3. Speak without fear. Mistakes are part of learning. Native speakers appreciate your effort. Force yourself to speak. The more you speak, the better you become. 4. Active listening and shadowing. Do not just passively listen. Actively train your ears with podcasts and audiobooks, and practice shadowing, repeating sentences immediately to mimic pronunciation and rhythm. 5. Expand vocabulary smartly. Forget word lists. Learn words in context, focusing on phrases instead of single words. This makes them easier to remember and use naturally. 6. Grammar without books. Learn grammar naturally by listening and speaking. Note and correct mistakes as you go. Using the language is more effective than memorizing rules. 7. Consistency over perfection. Do not wait to be perfect. Start speaking from day one. Do something in English every day, even for a few minutes. Consistency, not perfection, is the key. You do not need expensive classes or a perfect environment. You need desire and daily commitment. Imagine yourself 6 months from now, speaking fluently, confidently, and seizing new opportunities. Start today. Speak, listen, practice, and never give up. Your future self will thank you. This is not just about learning English. It is about changing your life. If I can do it, you can too. It does not matter where you start or how bad you think your English is. The only thing standing between you and fluency is consistency. Stop doubting. Stop making excuses. Surround yourself with English. Speak, listen, read, write every single day. Make mistakes, learn, and improve. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. Choose discipline. Choose growth. Choose success. Your journey to fluency starts now. If this story inspired you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will be with you every step of the way. Let us do this together.